Another scenario of you going into this development area would be you have to make SAP communicate with some other software or another ERP that is running in that company. So you will need technical consultants so that they can write programs to let information flow from one application to the other. So if your company has some development work done in SAP area, and most likely you will have some of that work done, then you will need a technical support team. So if you have any issues with the screens that you created, or with the custom reports that you developed, or with the interfaces that you have running to send information back and forth SAP and some other software, then you will contact your technical team. So what is the skill set required by the technical team? They should be expert in the technical components like ABAP language, interfaces, etc. And these could be external consultants or they could be internal staff. They don't have to know the functional side as much, but they should have some knowledge of how SAP software is used from the front end. They do not need to possess too much of the business knowledge, but some knowledge is definitely required. Now we'll talk about the fourth group and see where that fits into the big picture. SAP basis or technology support. These are the people who are responsible for maintaining the health of the infrastructure. So keep in mind that SAP is a software which is up and running and talking to the database which is up and running as well. Without SAP running, functional support team cannot do any configuration, programmers cannot write any ABAP programs, SAP software has to be up and running, database has to be up and running. And this is where this fourth group comes into the picture. However, this fourth group is maintaining health of lots of components. They are making sure SAP software is up and running properly. And keep in mind, SAP software is not running just on one machine. You have different environments. You have a production environment where the actual business is taking place and you're entering all the transactions for your live business processes that are happening in your company. And then you have some backup environments. Environment where you're doing testing, environment where you're doing development, environment where you're doing training. So you may have multiple environments, and each environment you may have multiple machines, because SAP software could run on multiple machines, and the whole system will consist of, let's say, 3 different machines, one hosting database and 2 hosting everything else like forms, reports, etc. So there is a lot of software running, and then we have a database that is running. Somebody has to make sure everything is running properly. Then we have an operating system that could have issues. Then we have hardware and network that could have issues. So we have this team taking care of the health of SAP database, operating system, hardware, and network. In larger companies, you will hear a role existing like database administrator, DBA, system administrator, used for the person maintaining the health of the operating system. Then we have network administrators taking care of hardware and network, and then we have basis administrator taking care of the health of the SAP. In smaller companies, one person may be sharing more than one role. For example, one person may be taking care of the health of SAP as well as the database. In other companies, you will see one person maintaining both database and operating system. And yet, in very small companies, you can also see one-man show, one person taking care of everything. In larger companies, usually you will see one team taking care of hardware and network, another team taking care just for the operating system, and maybe few teams maintaining the health of the databases. Okay, so it is totally scalable. There is no hard and fast rule. The more machines you have, the more people you need. So that's why if you go cloud, then you don't need all this. Whoever is hosting your software will be responsible to maintain the health of the software as well as the infrastructure. So that's why cloud is getting more and more popular option these days. However, there is a trade-off. I've covered that in other videos. You will see interactions taking place among these groups. So most interaction will take place between business users and business process support team. If they need any assistance in business procedures, they will contact business process support team. If business users need any assistance in how to use the software, the ERP system, they will contact SAP functional support team. And while troubleshooting issues for the users, if functional support team needs to interact with the technical support team, then they will contact technical support team, and both functional and technical support team can contact the infrastructure staff if they see any issues with the operating system or the software itself or with the database. This is not hard and fast rule. This is just to give you a logical flow. Now, how are these four groups organized in companies? Again, there is no hard and fast rule. In most SAP clients, you will see a team called SAP CCC, stands for Customer Competency Center. This team entails all these four functions. So you will have a team manager and then multiple people taking care of these different groups reporting to the manager. So this whole team is solely dedicated to support SAP at multiple levels, be it business process level, be it functional support or technical support or infrastructure. However, in other companies, the information technology department will take care of supporting the infrastructure and the technical components like ABAP and interfaces. And business itself owns the SAP configuration. So business will have its own team to provide assistance in business procedures and on functional issues only, not on the technical side. There exists some inefficiency in this kind of model because functional side belongs to the business, technical side belongs to the information technology department, and there is a lot of interaction between the functional team and the technical team. And when these two teams belongs to different departments, then there is a lot of protocol that they have to go through to communicate with each other and to request each other to perform certain tasks. Yet we have another flavor of the same example that you saw earlier, where there's a separate department dealing with the configuration of the ERP software, and you can call it financial systems. So business owns the business procedures, financial systems will take care of the functional support, and information technology will take care of the technical support and the infrastructure. So financial systems is serving the business and information technology is serving the financial systems, but yet they are different departments.